Hi everyone, today we're making strawberry and banana oat bars. So this is a video I didn't really plan to do, but somehow just happened. And the reason for that is because of these fruits. So I've got some bananas here and I've got some strawberries. They were actually given to me by my local greengrocer. And yes, I do have a local greengrocer. I'm very, very lucky. So the greengrocer opened sometime last year, and which is fantastic for the area. So I've been going probably once a week minimum, and I'll buy tons and tons of fruits and vegetables because that's what I live on. But the owner started to give stuff to me for free. I'll go in and buy tons of stuff. So I'll go to cashier and the guy will go, well, it's £25 or £30 or something like that. He will pack my stuff. So I've got a bag full of stuff that I pay for, and then he would take another bag and start shoving stuff in it. Things I didn't buy. So what they do is that whenever the shop's got stuff that's about to expire, and they will lay them out near the counter where you pay for your stuff, and you can buy them in a fraction of prices, so you can buy them cheaper. And it's fantastic because a lot of supermarkets do that, so it's great. And he would do it almost every time, and that's the great thing about local shops. Unlike supermarket, you go there, it's always different people. They don't own the shop, whereas guys like the guy from greengrocer, that's his business. I think his uncle is the owner or something like that. So it runs in a family. Majority of people, they're probably all related or they know each other for a long time. It's a very different shopping experience. So we're not talking about a couple of bananas and a few apples. I mean, the guy is really going for it. He will shove in mangoes, sometimes boxes of berries and strawberries this time. The guy will give me fruit and vegetables I don't even know the names of, all for free. So this is it. While this is really, really nice, and it's gonna sound like I'm complaining. I'm not, but I do have limited space in my kitchen and in my fridge. So every time I come home, I'll be scrambling around trying to find space to fit them and ways to use them, because majority of them will expire in a day or two. So not everything can be frozen. I have to come up with a lot of creative ideas to use them up so I don't waste them. So sometimes I'll get the fruits and vegetables I don't even know the names of, let alone what to do with them. I have to admit, last time I was given these two green fruits, I had no idea what they were. So I left them in the fridge and I kept thinking, well, I'll try to do something with them tomorrow. And the following day, I was kind of thinking the same. So eventually it went off and I had to throw them away, which isn't great. I felt terrible. But things are going to change. Whatever's happening here, this guy is giving me a challenge. He doesn't know it. He's trying to take me out of my comfort zone. He's going, Fan, you need to extend and broaden your world a little bit. Try something that you never tried before. Eat some fruits and vegetables you've never seen before and don't know the names of. That's what he's trying to do. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the freebies from the greengrocer from this point on and turn them into something wonderful before they expire. And that's including the weirdest ingredients, doesn't matter what it is. So time is the essence. I'll be racing against time, so that will be my promise. And you will be the witness. So this is my new initiative, and I hope you'll be there with me. So thanks for listening to the chit chat. I just want to share that with you. So let's get back to the fruits and let's make the oat bars. Ingredients you need. So first of all, we need some rolled oats, and try to get the rolled oats rather than those oat flakes. These taste so much better. And of course, we need some fruits. So these are the free fruits from my greengrocer, if you listened to the chat earlier on. And they've both been frozen, and the bananas, I have been leaving them to defrost in a room temperature. So they look very, very mushy, and that's perfectly fine. That's exactly the way we want them. And we have some strawberries. You can use fresh strawberries, that's not a problem at all. And if you have them frozen, you can pretty much use them from frozen. And we also need some sugar. So I'm using the brown sugar. And some baking powder. And we also need some chia seed. We're going to use it to thicken up the strawberry jam we're going to make. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to turn these strawberries into almost jam-like puree. All the strawberries in there. So there's roughly about 2 cups. It doesn't have to be very precise, but I've got about 2 cups. And then I'm adding in about 50 grams of sugar of your choice. And I'm going to turn the heat on. we need medium heat for this. It's starting to heat up. So you can use frozen strawberries straight from the freezer. It doesn't matter. It just takes a little bit longer to cook down. The smell is wonderful, let me tell you. And strawberries and sugar, what a combination. So one of my favorite treats when I was a kid is when my mom went to the shop. It would normally be on weekend or something when my dad wasn't around. And she would buy from stores this kind of strawberries frozen, deep frozen, and then turn into crushed ice. It would be deeply sweet, and it's got that sourness from the strawberries as well. And that normally signifies a movie night, hang around with my brothers and my mum watching TV. And she would buy a few other things, the things you don't normally get to eat, a little bit naughty, like like chicken drumstick and stuff like that. We'll sit together and then eat that together. And we'll always have this strawberry crushed ice dessert. And it smells like this right now. I mean, it's amazing how food can remind you of, all sorts of things even from the long past, from ages and ages ago. The power of smell and taste. Okay, it's cooking down very, very nicely. So I'm gonna have a quick taste. Oh my God, it tastes so good. Seriously, I actually don't mind eating with a spoon. It tastes amazing. So now I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of chia seed. So here's one. This is to absorb any excess liquid, to make it as thick as possible. So when we drizzle this on top of the oat bar, the whole thing is not gonna fall apart. Just keep stirring and just let it cook for a few more minutes until it is nice and jammy. Okay, so that's actually looking pretty good. It's as thick as it can get, really. I think this is ready. So I'm gonna stop the heat now and just leave it to cool until we're ready to use it. So now it's a good time to preheat the oven. You want to set the temperature to 190 degrees. And now we're going to blitz 1 cup of the rolled oat in the processor and turn it to oat flour. There we go. Okay, that looks good. So now we're gonna use a mixing bowl and then put the flour we just blitzed earlier on into the bowl. So the texture of the flour is pretty fine. It's probably slightly coarser than oat flour you'll buy, but that's perfect, I think. And on top of that, I'm going to add in additional cup of rolled oat as layer. Add that in. And I'm going to add in a teaspoon of baking powder. Just 1 teaspoon. And I'm going to mash the bananas into puree. So it's quite a satisfying process. I think frozen banana, once it's returned to room temperature, it's a lot easier to mash because they just turn into this gooey texture. If you use fresh banana, you require a little bit more elbow grease. Perfect. And we're going to add banana into the mixing bowl. And within the mix, we're going to add in probably about 1/4 cup of sugar. So we're going to add it in there and we're going to mix it. So use a spatula and mix the whole thing together. It's really satisfying. The smell of the banana is amazing as well. There's something about really ripe banana. Still some bits at the bottom. Just make sure you catch everything. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So now we're going to transfer the mixture to the baking tray. So you want to line up the baking tray with tin foil. Alternatively, you can use baking sheets. That works too. So you want to take about probably 2/3 of the mixture and transfer it to the baking tray. So I can start to spread it and shape it. So you just gradually spread it out. Okay, that looks good to me. Now I'm going to take the puree we made earlier and spread it on top. So I'm going to spread it on top of it. I want to leave a little bit of space around the edges to prevent the jam from oozing out too much. Oh, this is going to be so good. Great, that's quite even. Okay, now we're going to use the remaining amount of oats we've got left in a mixing bowl and then cover the top. So basically, you're going to sandwich the strawberry jam in the middle. Great, now ready to bake it. And now we're going to bake it in 190 degrees for about 30 minutes until it's a golden brown. So it's been about 30 minutes and it's ready to come out. I can't wait. It's golden brown and it looks great. So you can see that the surface is kind of crumbly. You've got the jam kind of coming through. So what I did halfway was I took it out and then I used a fork to kind of disturb the surface slightly for some of the jam to come through. I suppose you could do that before you put it in the oven so you can create slightly more crumbly texture. So I'm going to leave it to cool off slightly before I cut it. So I left it to cool down slightly and transferred it to a chopping board so it's easier to cut. I think I'm going to cut it in about 6 portions. So I'm going to divide it about a third from the length side. It's still quite soft because I couldn't wait. You could wait it longer for it to set a bit more if you like. Great, and now I'm going to cut in the middle. So there you go. It's still a little bit warm, but you can see it just looks really wonderful. So I think it's eating time. So there you go. Strawberry and banana oat bars. And the only thing left to do is to try them. So there you go. I'm going to take the most rustic looking chunk here. Oh, it smells amazing. It's still a little bit soft because it's still warm, but I just can't wait. So here we go. Mmm. 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 Really good. Really good. So, I've made oat bars with something like blueberries and banana before, but the combination is new to me, the strawberry and banana combination. And it works so well together because you have that intense banana sweetness and then you have the sourness from strawberry. So, it's perfect. And the chia seed actually makes it slightly chewy. So It's fantastic. Nice one. And it makes it even more special because I'm using a fruits from my greengrocer. And this is so exciting, and I don't know what my next challenge will be. Please try it at home. This is so good and so easy to make. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.